Hello everybody and welcome to barkermodern.com. This is a quick tutorial on how to do a library cabinet using our cabinets for sale on barkermodern.com. My name is Chad Barker and I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial here. What you see here is a couple of open shelves here for bookcases, so for books, and we're going to build some bookcases on top of a couple of two-door base cabinets, and up on top of here is going to be a finished countertop. Now, we're going to have various options eventually coming down the road as far as countertops are concerned. Currently, we do not have it on our website, but we will have a category there that'll allow you to do some laminate tops, which will be good for garage surfaces and whatnot. And then we'll also have some other options that are more of a solid surface in the future. So keep control of that. You'll see it on the website pop up. That's not what this tutorial is about, though. Okay, so getting started here, let's go and look at it. What I'm going to do is just delete this, and then I'm going to redo all of these, okay? So let's start off with a wall, and we're just going to make the wall a random length. Let's just make it like 92 3/4. I'm going to start off with using a two-piece horizontal filler. That's this guy right here. Now, if we look at this, this is from top view. This is a base filler. And you can make your base cabinets on in your library standard height, which is 34.5. You can also drop those down a little bit if you want more taller bookcases, but typically 34.5 is going to be our standard, so we're just going to stay with that. All right, I'm going to grab a couple of two-door base cabinets. You can make these anything you want as far as width is concerned. I'm going to make mine, let's just say 36 inches to fill out the space a little bit more. You can even make them anything else you want. So let's just say we want to go up more expansive. I'm going to make these 42 inches. Perfect. Try to stay back from the end of the wall by about 5 or 6 inches. That's typically common. Typically 5 inches is what you're going to look for. If we wanted to do that, I could go and make that 5. Let's make that 5.75. That's what I did right here. I just changed this dimension. That's the end of the wall. We'll just say it goes back into the other piece back there. Now I have a 1 inch gap between these two 42-inch cabinets, so let's make them 42.50. All right, 42.5, 42.5. Two base cabinets. Another thing you can do here is, with our cabinets, which is kind of cool, is you can change the toe kick. This is the toe kick area right here. If you're going to be standing here a lot, then having a recessed toe kick is good because it makes it so your feet are not hitting the toe kick, if you know what I mean. I'm going to leave the toe kick on there. You could always order these flush. Now, what I mean by flush is if you have a toe kick that's recessed, you can flush that out. So there's an option for ordering those on there as well. This is a flush toe kick. Notice how the toe kick is no longer recessed, it's just flush right there. You will need a piece of base molding to cover this because this face piece right here is going to be gray laminate, and you want it to be textured laminate. So for example, if we looked at it in this, you can tell that it's a different color than the doors. So make sure you order a piece of base molding to go across the face of that. Base molding is 3/4 of an inch thick, and it'll come out flush with the doors, creating a very nice look. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you how that looks here. I'm going to leave it flush just for hypothetical reasons. All right. Next thing we want to do, we just had a filler that I started off with at the wall. Now the filler is 2 inches wide and it's an L-shaped filler. So this backer piece attaches to the cabinet, and then you put this face piece on after you install the cabinet. So you can actually scribe this to the wall. And what I mean by scribe is, if you want, you can order this thing. Say right now I have it set up for 2 inches wide, which is right here. Let's say you order this thing at, say, 3 inches. Right now it's at 4 inches wide. Extra width there is fine. You could even order it 1 inch extra. So I'm gonna make it. Let's just make it 3. And what you could do is on site, after you put the backer in, you just attach the face piece to there, and you can actually scribe it to the wall so that it mirrors the contour of the wall. And that's going to create a real nice look. So you don't have to use scribe molding. And scribe molding is basically just another little piece of molding that can flex to the wall. So that's just a little bit over width. That's just a little trick. You can order it 2 inches wide as well and just push it right up against the wall and have a hairline gap right there. That's fine too. Either way. Let's leave it at 2. Okay. This is what we have so far. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is that there is no finished in panel. There's actually, you need to have a finished in panel to cover the side of the cabinets. Otherwise, it'll just be a gray laminate piece right there. So if you have an exposed side, you need to grab a base finished in panel, and you can order them in horizontal or vertical grain. There we go. And notice that that looks a lot better. That's going to render real quick. So our finished-in panels are ordered at 13/16 of an inch proud, so that's 13/16 deeper than the cabinet case. Notice that the face of this finished-in panel is flush with the face of the doors. Same thing down here. Once you put the base molding on it, it would be flush with the face of the doors as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The base is done. So let's do the uppers now, and we have a 96-inch ceiling height here. I'm going to grab another filler. Again, the filler is used to space it out from the side wall. I'm going to use a 2-piece horizontal filler, horizontal grain filler. And what I'd recommend doing here is obviously you don't want to make it all the way up there. If you have a countertop going in here, notice that I have 0 gap. This filler is just sitting right on top. And right on top of the cabinet case. I'm going to back that down. Usually it's 1.25 inches thick countertop. So there you go. Leave an 1.25 inch gap. That way I can put the countertop underneath these cabinets. Pretty cool. All right, now I'm going to grab out a what was it? Exposed cabinet for the shelves, bookshelves, and I'm going to make this whole run 15 inches deep, just so I have a little bit extra room. Because I like deeper books. I got kids at home, so picture books, big ones. All right, there we go. Did that one. I'm going to take the height, and I'm going to go plus 14.75. So make the filler and this cabinet the same height. Same thing down here. I already know that the width is 42.5 for that base cabinet. So there we go. As your cabinets get taller, we automatically add more shelves in. So do not worry about that. This cabinet would have 4 shelves. Perfect, just copying and pasting. And then again, if we look at this, nice looking thing right there. If we look at this side is still going to have some construction holes showing. So one thing we need to be careful there with is, even though that this is an exposed interior cabinet where the entire interior is all textured laminate, this side is still going to have construction holes here and on the side here. So we still need another finished-in panel to cover up those construction holes. If you're okay with having screw holes showing, then by all means just leave it the way it is. But I'd highly recommend putting a nice finished-in panel on, because it's going to make it look a little bit better. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just taking this, and I just messed that up, sorry. And I'm making this 15. All right. So this is pretty much it. This is your basic setup here. All right, so basic setup's all done. I did not put the base molding on yet, but you can see it's rendered properly. We have a horizontal grain filler right here, and then it goes perfectly smooth, so the face is all going right across here. And then you have this, the finished-in panel, which is, again, flush up to the face of the doors, and then goes right back to the wall. Everything's horizontal grain on this, so you can all order it however you wish. I have this finished-in panel going from the floor up to the top of the cabinet, or I guess the underside of the finished countertop. Notice that I left that 1.25 inch gap between the upper and the base cabinets. The 1.25 inch gap is there for the countertop. I forgot to step that filler out right there. You can tell there's a gap between the thing and the wall. All right. Other thing up here, I have 2 exposed interior wall cabinets side by side, and then I have a finished-in panel on the side here, and that's at the same depth. So let's take a look here. Let me fix this guy. Oh, there we go. Let's get a closer look. You can kind of see everything. Everything's going here. Okay, so I rendered that, and again, we can look at it. Look at how everything's flush right up through here. Again, the edge band on the face of the end panel is going to be vertical. There's no way to do it horizontal. Still nice and flush look. Really nice. There we go. Moving over here, we have a filler on this side. Basically a mirror image of what we're doing on down below, except for the exposed interior cabinets they're 13/16 deeper. Same thing over here. We have a 15 and 13/16 deep exposed wall cabinet, 15 and 13/16 deep finished-in panel right here. Again, nice place for book storage. It's going to be plenty deep. It's going to be plenty heavy enough. It just creates a real nice library. Again, use whatever you want for a countertop through here. We will have some options there eventually, so just keep an eye on the depth or the thickness, I guess, of the countertop, and then you can just space them out above as needed. All right, That said, the only other thing you could do here to make it look a little bit better or more complete is doing some crown molding. This is a 96-inch tall ceiling. I left 4 inches of space. That's our standard. It's 4 inches of space up here. You could do a nice crown molding on top of there. Look at our millwork catalog. We have a nice flat crown molding that would work really well for that area. And then again, same thing down here, base molding. And that base molding is 3/16 of an inch thick. So, I'm sorry, 13, it's a 3/4 inch thick, and that'll come out flush with the sides here. So that filler and this piece. So again, just imagine this being all just one single flush, nice face. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Take a look at that, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. It's at info@barkermodern.com. Thank you. Have a good day.